left, number 3, Alyssa Lemos, and then on the far end is pitcher Rita Hokianga.
Do you need us closer together?
Sorry, we are. Coach, if you could, tell us about an exciting game today, and then also the opportunity that lies before you tomorrow.
Well, we talked a lot this morning about the opportunity that was before us if we had a chance to come out and play well enough to win this ball game. And, we knew coming in that Dixie was going to throw the ball well. We knew that they were a good offensive team. And, we expected a tight ball game. I'm not sure we expected a 2-1 ball game, but we expected a tight ball game. And, I thought their pitcher threw a great game. I thought Rita threw a great game. And it was a classic pitcher's duel. I think it really came down to the fact they scored, picked up that unearned run, and all year we have talked about winning the inning. And I think, we really dug down. We had the good part of our lineup up in that situation, and we really dug down and found a way to win an inning. And everybody's talked about our offense coming in. We haven't shown a lot of it yet, but we're finding ways to win, and I'm really proud of our team's effort for that. The opportunity that lies before us, a chance to play for a national championship. It's been 23 years of my career. This is my first time. And I've coached some really good student athletes. I've had some really good teams. But to have this opportunity with this team and this group of young ladies, I wouldn't want it any other way. They're the toughest bunch of kids I've had. They are resilient. They fight back and they fight back. And here we are. And it's a great opportunity. We're going to let it sink in, and hopefully we come out and make the best of it.
Questions?
Rita, can you take me through the last 2 hitters? I think we had 7 balls to 2 strikes, something like that, where you walked her to get the bases loaded. And then on a 3-1 count, were you anticipating a swing? Were you anticipating what were you anticipating there?
I just knew I had to throw a strike. They've been popping up all day, so I knew that if they had put it in the air, then my defense was going to hit my dad.
Coach, let's say this is 9 years in the program. You started here. Basically kind of your second generation of kids, I guess, roughly you could say. The whole process through this to get to this point now, what's kind of the feeling? You had a group of kids there that probably kind of had to get things started but may not have had any chance of winning.
Well, I'm really fortunate that one of my first kids is here tonight. She drove down from D.C. to be a part of this, and I just told her that, even though she never got to this point, the work she put in to get us off the ground laid the groundwork for this team to be here today, and that's critical. But it's been 9 years. The first couple of years were a little lean. The last 5 years have been very good for us, and with Alyssa and Mallory, the last 4 years we're averaging 40 wins a season, and have really put the program on the map. It's the girls. Every year they've gotten better, they've gotten stronger, they're more committed to the program, and they really believe in our process. And I can't be more proud to be sitting up here with these 2 seniors, because it's been a long 4 years for us, but for all the players that have believed in our program and believed in me, to come and play and build this into what it is, it's a great feeling right now.
It's when you start a program, I say they say, here's your field, this is your allotment of players, have at it. What you see? What in your mind were you thinking? Or obviously you're saying, I want to have a championship program. Do you have any kind of map at that point of where?
Certainly, I've had the vision to be here since day one. When I walked on campus in Canyon, I felt like someday we were going to be sitting in this situation. And I haven't veered from that plan since then. I believe in what we do. I believe in our offense. I believe in just our philosophy off the field. All the things that go into being a part of Lady Buff softball. It was a dream, and I had to sell players on it every time we go in the recruiting process because we hadn't been here yet. And a lot of players in our program had a chance to go to other programs, go to bigger programs, but they came to WT because they believed in us, believed in me, and they believed we were going to be here with a chance to play for a championship someday. And I mean, you just got to stay the path. And you know, it's a process. It's definitely a process. And we believe in ourselves, and we've got each other's back, and we've been through a lot. I mean, I can sit here and tell stories about each kid. This girl probably shouldn't even be sitting next to me today after the car accident she was a part of early in our season. I mean, she's lucky to be alive. You know, this young lady here and everything she's went through, you know, in her career, not to mention in high school when she lost her mother, to now be in this situation. I couldn't be proud of her. And that young lady down there came halfway around the world to believe in Lady Buff softball and be a part of it. Happy you're here, kid. Happy to be going to bat with her and Law, because without all these kids and without each of their stories, we wouldn't be the program we are.
Huh. Mallory, I think now when you guys went, the year you went to the super regional, you guys were
Yes, we're
freshmen, right?
freshmen.
And before that year, you hadn't even, I might have missed one, but you hadn't even made your conference tournament, right, at that point?
We made the conference tournament the year before.
Okay, so you had 1 year
Yes.
of that. So how was the sell for you when you were getting, said, well, we've been to we're going to get to the tournament this year, but the best is yet to come. What was that like?
It was definitely tough that year because we came out and we won the first game in super regionals, and then we didn't.
He's asking about the sell if you choosing to come.
Just like he said, like I believed in this program 100%, and even though they didn't have, like, the years before is what he said earlier is what built this program to where we are today. And just something about, I had this awesome feeling that someday that we would be here and that I would be here. And it's just amazing.
You anticipated, that was question 2 when you guys got to the super regional 3 years ago, and so you won the first game, and then you just kind of ended. How's that? What was that? And then kind of build in the next couple of years where you didn't have the same success then.
Yeah, it was definitely tough that year, but I think that we just had that fire from that year. Just keep moving forward, and don't look back and be like, oh, well, that was the year. Keep building each year and don't look back.
Listen, this season, what was different than so far to this season to get you to this point where you're 7 innings away from the championship?
I mean, the fight and the drive that this team has, I mean, it's been absolutely amazing. This team has set an expectation that we would win every game, and we've come pretty near perfect to that. I mean, we sat in the gym at the beginning of the season. Our volleyball program is very well known for D2, one of the most winningest programs in D2. And each of their championship flags had less than 10 losses. So from that day, our goal, we knew that if we had less than 10 losses to get to this tournament, this is exactly where we'd be able to be sitting and have the opportunity to be playing for a national championship. And I mean, it's been our goal. We haven't accepted anything. We haven't accepted failure all year, and we've bounced back every time.
Are both of you from Texas?
Yes.
So how familiar were you with the program, with this program when you were coming through?
Honestly, he handed me a brochure and had no idea what West Texas A&M was.
What part of Texas are you from?
I'm from the Dallas area. I'm from
Okay.
Grapevine. So I hadn't ever really. We traveled for softball from the Dallas to San Antonio to Houston, Austin area, but I'd never been up to the Panhandle.
Because Dallas is the center of the universe,
Exactly.
right?
There's so many tournaments down there. There's no reason to come to the Panhandle.
And so when you met your coach here and you started talking about the program, how long did it take for him to convince you that West Texas was for you?
Well, Coach actually he started recruiting me my freshman year, and he stuck with me like he mentioned earlier. I lost my mom to ovarian cancer when I was 16. My junior fall, so the most critical part of my recruiting process. He'd been watching me since my freshman year, and my junior year I lost my mom, and I mean, as you can imagine, I lost everything.
Sure.
And I couldn't field a ground ball to save my life, couldn't hit. And I watched every other coach walk away from me. He was the only one left standing. And he was like, you know, I believe in you, kid, because I know that you're going to get through this. And he told me, he's like, you're not only am I going to be there for you for your college, but you're going to have a chance to play for a national championship one day. You're going to be able to fight for a conference champion and a regional championship. And I mean, West Texas offered me everything that I could possibly imagine. I came and took my visit up here. They had my major, the small class sizes, the facility that we built was beautiful. And I knew from that day that I saw him sitting there every single game, watching me fail over and over and over again, and he still believed in me. So how, if he's going to be there for me for the toughest part of my life, how can I not succeed in college with him?
When about did it start coming back? Obviously, something wasn't the most important thing, but when did your game start coming back? Was it about another year or so? Or?
No, it was actually coming back into that high school season in spring is kind of where it tailed down. I mean, it was hard to see my mom not in the stands, but once I finally got over it, I started using softball more as an escape from reality, and I finally got back into the swing of things. It just took me a little while. Nobody gave me the time. My head coaches told me that I'd never recover, that I was done. I'd be failing in life left and right. I can't play softball in college. I'd never make it. So.
Did any of them come back then after that, once you started playing well again?
I did. I had a couple of college coaches come back in the end once I brought it back up, and especially my senior fall, I had college coaches coming back, but this guy stuck by my side the entire time. I mean, it's hard to watch somebody walk away and then come back to you. Like,
It was nice to be able to tell them no thanks at
exactly.
that point.
Exactly.
And so,
But it's obviously a real emotional time now that you're playing for a championship. Maybe you've thought about this, maybe you haven't. How do you handle those? I mean, obviously you don't want to tamp them down. How do you use them? How do you embrace them? How do you, or do you let them go?
We haven't tamped down our emotions all year long. I mean, we had our back against the wall last week at the Super Regional night. Last weekend of the season, we had to win 3 games to win the conference championship, and we went out and swept the series against our biggest rival and ended up winning 50 games that weekend. I don't think we tamped down the emotion because off the field, we're family. I love these girls. I mean, they're like my daughters. And that's what I think makes it happen when we get out on the field and we get put in a tough situation, because we're not going to let each other down. I'm not going to let them down. I'm going to coach as hard as I can till the end of the 7th inning, and they play as hard as they can for that 7 innings. We're going to go back and we're going to rest and relax. We're going to enjoy this feeling. We'll rest, relax. We'll have a team meeting tonight, and we'll gear it back up in the morning and get ready to come out and, give it our best shot. We're not going to change anything at this point. I mean, we've all fought hard enough to get here, and we believe what we do is right, so we're not going to change that now.
Anything else? Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.